What's up guys, it's me Janne here, and in today's video we'll be taking a look at the setup process for this week's weekly event in Sweden with the Mini. And no, I'm not claiming to be the setup expert or anything, and not saying that this is the only appropriate way to set up the car. I'm only trying to provide some insight to what I'm doing to the car and why I'm doing it, since mostly you just get that sort of videos like, well, if you want the car to be more oversteerish, soften the front, stiffen the rear, that's it. And yeah, that's not ideal. I'd like to more explain what I do and why I do it, so on. So that would hopefully help you guys as well. And yeah, obviously driving it with the Mini, since that's just a beautiful little car to drive. And yeah, without further ado, let's start the video and let's see what kind of a setup I'll be able to create. So the first thing that we need to do is to take a look at the stages and the characteristics of the stages. And as we can see, the stages seem to be rather quick and high-speed stages, so it's important to get a good idea of what the stages will be like, so we can do the test event to have some sort of resemblance of these stages, so the setup will be appropriate. So here we have the test event, and yeah, you can see that the stage is quite short, but I've driven it before and it has some fast sections, big jumps, small bumps, junctions, so pretty much it has everything that the stages will have. So that's a good stage to do the setup on, and it's good that it is short, so I actually can remember what I need to change on the car when I get back to service. And then as the fourth stage, there will be this a bit different stage, just so that we can make sure that we didn't make the setup just specific to that one stage, and it's like usable in different conditions. And here we are in the service, and to begin the testing, it's good to take the default test setup and to actually try the car just how it is, to get a feel for what kind of things you have to change in the car to make it more drivable.
3, 2, 1, go. Left 3 through dip, crest, right 3 through dip.
Yeah, obviously
right
we need to
left 4 through dip, logs outside, caution,
make
right 3 through
the
dip.
first gear
Left 4,
longer, and then we
and turn,
might want to
right
focus
1.
on some other stuff in the gearbox as well, to make the gears more
and right
evenly
5
spread,
into left 6 long, 60.
so we will avoid,
left 3 through dip, crest.
you know, the fact that the car will like slow down in uphill sections and have too long gaps between the gears. So the first thing that we will do is to change the gearing, and I'll take the first gear almost to be where the second gear is, since that seemed to be a good length for the first gear. And yeah, the fourth was rather okay, so I'll just need to spread second and third somewhat evenly between 1 and 4. Yeah, and that's the first thing that we are testing, and it's good to always do only one change in the setup between test runs, since then you know what are the changes
5,
from that
4,
exact change
3,
in the setup.
2, 1, go. Left 3 through dip, crest, right
So yeah,
3
now the
through dip,
first
right
gear
4
is a
and
lot
left
better.
4 through dip, logs outside, caution, right 3 through dip,
And
left 4,
now we can actually focus on the car behavior instead of just
and right 5 into left 6 long,
focusing
60,
on the gears.
left 3 through dip, crest,
And yeah, I'd say that the car feels a bit understeerish through the corners, so I'll try to add some front camber to get some cornering grip out of the tires. Hopefully that will make the car less understeerish,
5,
and if
4,
not, then we will
3,
have to
2, 1, go.
make
Left 3 through dip,
the front
crest,
end
right
more
3
loose
through dip,
to have
right
more
4
responsiveness.
and left 4 through dip, logs outside, caution, right 3 through dip, left 4 and turn,
And yeah, obviously
right
we
1
need to make the dampers firmer as well,
and right 5 into left 6 long, 60,
since you can
left
feel
3
the
through
car
dip,
is not
crest.
good at the moment in the bump section of the shakedown. But yeah, firstly we need to set the front end to be looser, so we can have the car be more responsive on the turn in. Somewhere around there probably. I think that would be a good one, and now let's test it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Left 3 through dip, crest.
Yeah, now
right
we
3
focus
through
on
dip,
how the
right
car
4
behaves
and
and
left 4 through dip,
turn
longs
in.
outside, caution,
And
right
it
3
is,
through dip,
or at least
left
it
4
feels to me that it is
and
more
turn,
responsive
right 1
and better to use.
and right 5 into
mean the
left
setup
6 long,
and
60,
the car. Yeah, there was some
left 3
understeer,
through
but
dip,
that was just
crest.
because I went too quick into the corner, so that was driver related and not setup related. And yeah, obviously when you're making a setup, it's important to see what misfortunes come from driver errors and what are setup related. But yeah, it feels good at the moment, that wise, and now we need to make the dampers a bit more stiffer to see if the car will behave better over the bumps, since it feels that the car is too soft over the bigger bumps.
5, 4,
And now
3,
that's the thing that we are
2,
focusing on
1, go.
this test run.
Left 3 through dip, crest, right 3 through
If the
dip,
car is more
right
stable
4
over
and
the
left
bumps,
4 through dip, logs outside,
which would be
caution,
nice,
right 3
obviously,
through dip,
since it's rather
left
bumpy out
4
here
and turn, right 1
in Sweden. And yeah, it felt
and
a
right
bit
5
more,
into left 6 long, 60,
it
left
felt a
3
bit
through
more
dip,
like,
crest,
you know, it's yeah, a bit more stable, and there wasn't that much of you know, after bump, like when you land and then it didn't bounce back up again. But yeah, it seems like that setup is equally good than the setup on the fourth run. That's amazing. Absolutely same time. And yeah, I think there's one thing to still try, and that is to get as much brake force without actually locking up the tires. So we need to put the brake force somewhat high and then try how much brake force I can use without locking the tires on every single braking.
5, 4,
And that's
3, 2,
rather
1,
important, since
go.
it's good to have
Left
brakes
3
that
through dip,
stop you
crest,
in the
right 3
least
through
possible
dip, right 4
time
and left 4
and
through
space.
dip, logs outside, caution, right 3 through dip, left 4 and turn, right 1 and right 5 into left 6 long, 60, left 3 through dip, crest.
Yeah, it feels good. There's not like, I don't think that there is any use in making the brakes more powerful, since it's good at the moment and we can't see properly if the tires are locking up or not. But I think that we will be happy with the setup so far, and then we will have to head on to the stage to get a wider picture of how the car behaves over a longer distance on the road. So let's head on to the first stage. Yeah, now we need to focus on the big picture on how the car behaves as a whole
5, 4, 3,
throughout the
2,
stage.
1, go. left 3 through dip, crest, right 3 through dip, right 4 and left 4 through dip, longs outside, caution,
Yeah,
right
obviously
3
we will
through
be
dip,
focusing on how the
left
car
4,
lands from bumps and
and turn,
how
right
it
1,
behaves during bumps and how it behaves
and right 5,
while
into
cornering.
left 6 long, 60,
And now actually starts
left
the
3 through
more
dip,
important
crest,
or interesting
right 3
part, since
through dip, crest,
now this is all new,
left 2 long over bumps,
and
right
so we
4,
get
100,
different kind of information.
keep middle over big jump, 60,
Ooh, a jump. So
crest,
now we should get
80,
some idea of how the
right 4
dampers
over
are set up.
crest,
Or not,
left
since the
2
car is slow
open
as
through
hell.
dip, crest, dip, right 4 over crest, left 6 through dip, into right
Yeah, it
5
feels
over
really
bump,
good in the slow corners,
and left
and it
6,
feels good on the
150,
faster corners
caution,
as well.
slowing, crest, jump, into right 4 long
I think
over
that
bumps,
we could make
crest,
that
left 4, 60, caution, left 4 over crest,
make the gears a
right
bit
3
longer,
through
since
dip, tightens
that wasn't
2,
even
crest,
that long of a straight, but I already
left
reached
4
the
over
limiter
crest,
there.
80,
So we need to
right 6,
change
to
the
finish.
gear ratios a bit, and that's probably pretty much it.
okay, take it up to the marshal,
Yeah, that's the first run done. And now let's see what we have to change on the car. The replay is a really good tool in setting up the car, since you can see the car's behavior from the outside, and you can observe how the car behaves on the same spot over and over again, so you don't have to just feel it or see it once and then try to memorize it, while focusing on quite a lot of the other things as well. But you can focus on that car's behavior on that certain spot as much as you want to. And here we are taking a side view over the biggest jump on the stage to see how it behaves on the landing. We don't want to have any bottoming and after bumps, and yeah, that seemed to be quite good actually. So there's, well, I think that we could make the front end a bit stiffer. As you can see here, the front end dips further and there's more weight in the front obviously, so I think that we could make the front dampers a bit stiffer. Also, we need to observe if the tires do lock up under braking or not, to see if the brake force is good or if it's too much. And yeah, let's see, there's the braking, and let's take a side view to see what happens. Yeah, there's no lock up during the braking, so I think we have found the optimal braking pressure. So now let's head back to the service and do the required setup changes, and then try the same stage again. Here we are back in service. Let's see first if the car needs any repairs, but seems like it doesn't, so we'll just stick to that. And as I said, I'd like to make the dampers a bit stiffer, especially in the front, so let's try, well, yeah, let's try that one, to make them a bit stiffer in the front and hopefully better on the landing of the big jumps. And obviously we need to change the gears, and yeah, I said that it's good to change only one thing at a time, but these two aren't affecting each other, so that's why I can change them both and still feel good about myself. But yeah, now the gears are a bit more spread out and there's a higher top speed, but hopefully not that much worse acceleration. So that is the setup at the moment. Let's head on to the stage to see if it works in reality as it works in my head at the moment. So yeah, now since the setup feels quite good already, the main thing that we need to focus on is the gears and how the car lands over the big jump
left 3 through
in
dip,
sector
crest,
3.
right 3 through dip, right 4 and left 4 through dip, longs outside,
So
caution,
apart from
right
that,
3
I feel
through
that
dip,
the setup is
left 4,
rather good and complete.
and turn,
So
right
now we just
1,
need to dial in the fine adjustments
and right 5,
to see
into left 6 long, 60,
if
left 3 through dip,
the setup
crest,
is worthy
right 3
of
through dip,
being
crest,
used in the
left 2 long
weekly.
over bumps, right 4, 100, keep middle over big jump, 60, crest,
Yeah, sadly this isn't
80,
a jump with this car, but
right 4
with the
over
proper
crest,
car it actually would be a jump.
left 2 opens through dip, crest,
But yeah, we
dip,
didn't quite
right 4 over
reach
crest,
the point on that straight that the
left 6 through dip,
shift
into
light
right
would
5
have
over bump,
been lit. So
and left
seems
6,
to be good
150,
gearing wise,
caution,
at
slowing,
least so
crest,
far.
jump, into right 4 long over bumps,
And
crest,
not getting the
left
shift
4,
light there
60,
either.
caution, left 4 over
And the
crest,
car felt really
right
stable
3
on the
through
landing
dip,
as well.
tightens 2, crest,
So I'm actually quite
left
happy
4
with the
over
car at the
crest,
moment.
80, right 6,
Now we just need to finish the stage
to finish,
and then go back to service
okay, slow down for the marshals,
after watching the replay. And if it's good on the replay, then we might as well save the setup and be done pretty much. Here we are at the jump, and let's see again in slow-mo how it looks like when it goes over the jump. And yeah, we start jumping there, and then we land, and yeah, the landing feels a lot more stable and balanced between front and rear wheels at the moment. So the car feels really good at the moment. So I might as well save the setup, and then I'll skip the one stage. I'll just drive through it, and then I'll show you the guys. Oh fuck, the Michael all over again. But yeah, I'll show you guys the last stage to see if the car's setup is also good on a different kind of stage. Let's go back to service then. We've actually got some damage this time, but yeah, let's fix that and confirm repairs, and then save the setup since it feels really good at the moment. And those are some really old setups. This is from launch day actually. Probably for the daily that was with the Mini. But yeah, let's save this one and rename it so we know what it is. Sweden Weekly. Yep, that's there, done. And yeah, now I'll skip the one stage that is there, and I'll see you guys back on the last stage, so we get the final sort of like confirmation that the setup is good, or if we still have to edit it a bit more. Here we are on the last stage, and now we just need to make a sort of a shakedown run to see if the car behaves well on a different stage, so it's not just a stage specific setup.
2, 1, go. Left 5 long, crest, and keep right over crest. 200, caution, slowing, crest, jump, into right 4 long over bumps.
Yeah, as
Crest, left
expected,
4,
the car
60,
is
right 6.
rather slow
6,
uphill,
dip,
but there's
80
really
crest,
not much
right 6,
to be done since the car
right
is just
4,
low on power.
and left 4 through dip.
So yeah, that's
Caution, right
pretty much
3
the
through
best
dip.
compromise that we can have, and that's not the best compromise we can have
Right
on that
5.
corner. But
And
yeah, the
left
car
3
feels
through
really
dip.
good over the bumps
60,
and
right 5 bump,
feels
60,
really neutral through the
left 6
corners.
bump,
No
crest,
understeer, no
right
oversteer,
5 long over bumps,
or at least like no huge
and
amount
left
of
6
those
over bumps,
either.
60,
So it's really
bump,
predictable
left
to drive.
5, 60,
Obviously we're hitting
right
the
3 through dip,
rev
and
limiter
left
here
5,
in the top
100,
gear
turn, square
after a
left,
downhill section, so it's
into
understandable.
left 6 long, left 6 bump,
But
crest,
apart from
right
that,
5 long over bumps,
I think that it's okay to hit the rev
and
limiter
left 6
after a
over
downhill
bumps,
section
60,
on a
right
straight,
6 over bumps, and left
since
5 long over bumps,
I can't really make the gears any longer since the acceleration would suffer so much if I were to do that. So there's not much I can do. Maybe just a bit longer on the final drive, but that's pretty much it that I'll be able to do on the setup. But yeah, I don't think that I need to show it on a video again to how to make the final drive longer. So yeah, and as you saw again over a big jump, the car feels really good over those jumps. So now we just head to finish, and then when I go for another service or something to alter the setup, I just need to remember to make the final drive a bit longer, and then this setup is really perfect. And yeah, that was pretty much it for the video. Yeah, I made the final drive a bit longer after this last stage, but yeah, I think you guys know how to do it without me showing it to you. And this is gonna be my setup for the weekly that I'll be streaming later on today. So I hope to see you guys there on the stream. And yeah, the setup is available as a picture, and the link to that picture is in the description. So if you want the setup, just go to the link in the description and take it from there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you later on today at the stream. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.